Sound the alarm. It's time for a very live, confetti-filled version of Sources Say.
It's late night. It's the NBA Previewpalooza. I'm Chris Ryan.
I'm Juliet Litman.
Thanks.
I like to think of myself as Craig Ferguson right now. Closing out the night.
Yeah, man.
Feeling loose on late night Periscope.
What are you drinking?
I've got a vodka soda with some lime. No pineapple juice because I felt bad asking for it.
Twitter is asking, where's the pineapple juice?
That's the go-to move. Vodka soda splash of pineapple. But I already made someone go get me ice. How much could I ask for in a day?
Juliet, this is the last segment for today's marathon NBA Previewpalooza.
Yes,
We've been working all day on this. If you guys have questions for us, hit us up. Hashtag NBA Palooza.
That's the one.
You can go to Facebook. You can hit us up on our personal Twitter accounts.
At Juliet Litman.
At Chris Ryan 77. Before we get started, I do want to just say really quickly, Wednesday night,
yes,
we are doing a Rewatchables live at Largo in Los Angeles with Bill Simmons, Jason Concepcion, Shea Serrano, and myself. We are breaking down the movie Face Off.
I'll be in attendance.
Has Face Off been added to the queue?
No. So I just started watching movies as of 2 days ago. And perhaps we'll add it. I had a marathon weekend. Who knows? But let's back up. Who cares about movies? Who cares about your live show? Sorry, I care a lot. There is a major beef in the NBA, and the season hasn't even started yet. And I love it, but it's tearing us apart. It's one of several things tearing us apart.
There's a schism in the church of Sources Say.
Yes, we love a social media friendly big man who has conquered the odds to get a huge contract.
Fine. Say it on count of three. Let's say it. 1, 2, Joel Embiid.
Whiteside.
No! See, this is terrible.
Damn.
So last Friday, Joel Embiid played against Hassan Whiteside preseason game, Sixers Heat. And it was like any other preseason game. Nobody really cares. It's just kind of trucking along.
I don't know if Whiteside knew that because he had 3 fouls by the 9:39 mark of the first quarter.
Well, Joel's getting fouled a lot. Like, he's getting to the line a lot. I think just because nobody knows how to deal with his size.
Okay.
Like, they're just, all right.
Okay, Philly fan. Cool, Chris.
Okay.
So they go at it back and forth. I will say Embiid shot 1 for 7. As Whiteside said, the media has been kind of overlooking that fact, so I just wanted to mention it.
Okay. Lamestream media.
Lamestream media. And so Whiteside, someone tweeted at Embiid, and I just want to say I love Embiid.
I just got to get rid of, these are actually like branded Goop prayer beads.
Are you serious?
Worry beads, yeah.
Are you just dropped a Goop hammer in the middle of this Joel Embiid Hassan Whiteside fight? Okay. Anyway, so someone named at mtorres92895 tweeted at Embiid.
That dude is a great follow.
Well, I'm just really happy for him because if he was born in 1995, that means that he is not that old and he's already had so much fame because of this fight.
Okay.
And it was just his birthday, not September 28th. So, okay, you funny saying someone can't guard you when you're 1 for 7, respect at Young Whiteside. So this M. Torres is firmly on Team Whiteside.
Yeah.
Whiteside responded, the media won't show that, laughing, crying emoji, shrug emoji.
Is that what that is? That's the shrug emoji?
I think it's a shrug, but I can't quite tell.
Okay.
And then he also responded to Bleacher Report. This is Whiteside saying, funny how y'all don't show me telling him the same and 1 for 7 shooting. Shrug, or the first 2 flops, blocks. Shit. And then he said, LOL, y'all fanboys, I swear, at Bleacher. So he's also calling out the lamestream media.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like, Team Stream, nah.
He's like, Team Stream, nah, mainstream, nah. And then Embiid claps back because I would say, while he's excellent at basketball, a fun follow, he's the king of clapping back. He's really good at it.
This is why I love him.
He's got great responses. He said many things. He said, dude, they had to take your ass out or you would have been fouled out in 5 minutes. And we're talking about preseason, not regular season. Hashtag softy. He went on. And keep caring about stats and not your team success.
Woo! ...
That's 5 dots. Your plus minus was ass. At Young Whiteside, hashtag
just
softy.
in case Hassan Whiteside didn't know who he was talking to.
One more. Sorry, actually 2 more. My bad,
Can
y'all.
I just really quickly? Yeah. Joel Embiid citing plus minus. Just going after that Hollinger throne.
Okay, we're going to come back to this, but I think it has a lot to do with how much he plays 2K and also Madden.
Okay.
I feel like he's a real stat nerd because he likes to play on GM mode, and I respect it.
Okay.
Good for him.
Sounds like you're talking yourself into Team Embiid.
No, come on.
Okay.
Anyway, my bad, y'all. I thought I was using my burner account, hashtag the process, taking a shot at Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Going at the king. It's just really good. And then he posted it on Instagram, which is the coup de grace. This was his greatest accomplishment. it was geotagged to some place called Whiteside. Like, who knows? I don't know where that is, but it has to be real because I used to tag my own Instagrams at my desk. I would just like make up a location.
What would happen?
Nothing. It wouldn't like hyperlink, but it would just say my desk, and you can't do that anymore. You can only use. It's Whiteside, Scotland.
Are you serious?
I do love Scotland. Thank you, Jason Gallagher. And he said, great way to end preseason with a win. It's about to get real now. Thanks for all the love in Kansas. And
my location
is extremely ass. And
hashtag the process.
Hashtag the process. So he's respecting his team and the process and not Hassan Whiteside.
Here's what's great about this. I love how extreme he takes it.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he dragged Kevin Durant into it. And you know Kevin Durant's looking at Twitter, so you know he saw that.
Yeah.
And I love that this guy, no matter what, like the reason why he's indebted himself to Philadelphia fans is because at any given point over the last couple of years, he could have gone quiet. He could have been like, you know what, like maybe there's just bad juju in Philadelphia and it's not working out for me here and all the injuries. He has like repeatedly stuck to this city and this team and this idea. It's amazing.
It is pretty awesome. I will say on the other side,
on the white side,
I'll defend him in a second. This is just kind of complicates the whole thing. Iguodala chimed in with the kid Joel Embiid is a god.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what to make of that. Obviously, he likes Joel Embiid, but like, should we also be reading something into like the Kevin Durant implications? I don't want to go too far.
It's interesting,
but I just want to throw that out there.
I mean, it's possible that Iguodala didn't see that particular thing. It's also possible I could see Iguodala like really missing out on some trending topics.
So he just like excited
I feel like
about his contract?
Iguodala is the kind of guy who checks in on Twitter like once a week.
That's kind of like what I am with people. I check it. I don't follow them, but I'll do like a weekly check-in. Like, hey, what's up with like so and so from Siesta Key?
Right.
Haven't checked in on them in a minute. Like, is their house okay? And then
okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. And it could have been about his contract. Like, who knows? The Warriors just got back from China. Jet lag. Iguodala's catching up. Who knows? But I just want to throw that out there. But so let me defend Whiteside for a second.
Well, you can. Let's finish with his final response here.
Yeah, I mean, it's all facts. 31 games in 3 years. Hopefully, get to see you regular season soon. Shrug, crying, laughing. Shrug, crying, laughing. And then it gets really good. Hashtag solar eclipse. Hashtag Embiid eclipse. So, you know, both of these people, one of them, Embiid, is getting deep into the metrics. Meanwhile, Hassan Whiteside has found a passion for astronomy.
Yeah.
And science.
True. That's true. So both of these guys would not be welcome at a Kyrie Irving dinner party.
Hey, he admitted that was not what he really thought. Okay. We'll come back to the Kyrie in a minute. This is exciting because Embiid is probably the most fun player in the NBA. Like, off the court, on the court, his ceiling is so high. It's great.
It's very rare you see somebody who is the center of attention who can handle being the center of attention.
It's very true. And I genuinely like Whiteside. Like, he also worked really hard for the contract he got. He it's like amazing that he's
cool story, yeah.
He's got a good story. And
great
more importantly,
pet owner.
Great pet owner, and just a great Snapchat. I really enjoy it. And then on media day, he like made someone follow him around to do snaps for him.
Yeah, he had
critiqued them at the end of the day.
The snap of the year, probably, with his story about his dying bird, his dead bird.
Yeah.
And how he was interrogating all his koi pond fish about who had killed his, like, was it a parrot?
It was a parrot, yeah. Did you call it CSI Whiteside, or did someone else?
I can't remember. I never like to take credit because I'm never sure whether or not somebody else has done it. Is that weird?
No, I think it's really honest, honestly. Like, that's great.
I can't remember. Did I call it that?
You introduced it to me as CSI Whiteside. I was in New York at the time, I believe.
So even if I didn't, I took credit in the realm of you and me.
Yeah, like, to me, you invented CSI Whiteside, and it's a TV show I would watch.
Okay.
Should we move on?
Sure.
I'm loving this feud. I wish them both the best. And I just feel like everyone's on Embiid's side, so I choose Whiteside.
Okay. But and it's also your team Miami anyway.
And Miami's the heart.
And I also never felt like you were really emotionally committed to Philadelphia 76ers basketball.
No.
Like, over the years, I think you've always been like, oh, cool, another Sixers piece, Chris. Great.
I want to support you and all of my Sixers colleagues, but
there's a lot of them now.
I know. They're freaking everywhere. But they're not the ones for me. I like to party in the city where the heat is on.
Okay, Glenn Fry.
That's a Will Smith quote. Thank you very much.
It's not a Will Smith quote. It's Glenn Fry.
In my head, it's Will Smith. Hear what you will. Moving on. It wouldn't be a source to say if we didn't talk about A, Chandler Parsons, maybe we'll later.
Oh, no.
But B, LeBron James. And it came out yesterday and then in the full version today during halftime Monday Night Football that LeBron is very cheap.
Yeah. He did an interview with Dwayne Wade with Rachel Nichols.
Yeah.
It was Rachel interviewing LeBron and Dwayne reunited after all these years. Actually, not that many years.
It's been 3.
Yeah.
4? It's been 3 like in real people years. It's like this is like their
fourth year apart. Yeah.
Season. Yeah. So we learned a couple of things about LeBron's spending habits.
Yes.
Number 1, he doesn't pay for apps, which I wholly support.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I paid for an app.
Like kids pay for apps. People who follow the Kardashians get tricked into it. Pay for apps. Yeah. Like, what's the last app you bought?
We gotta say it. I paid for an app.
I paid for a hypnosis app.
Oh my. I just want to repeat.
Is
Jason
that more or less expensive than prescription sleeping medication?
Less.
doesn't require a doctor visit.
There you go.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay.
So LeBron does not do that. He probably goes to the doctor for if he has any sleeping problems.
Yeah, I bet.
Or other
Also,
issues.
he sleeps inside of a cryogenic chamber, doesn't he?
I don't know if he sleeps inside it, but he certainly visits it. But you want to know what? Cryo freezing is like increasingly popular in LA.
Uh-huh.
So I don't feel as comfortable making fun of
I'm not making fun of
NBA
it.
players.
Would you do that?
Cryo freezing?
Yeah, what does it do for you?
I don't know.
Muscle
like,
rejuvenation?
And also like removes like your fat or something.
Okay.
But I don't think LeBron has any body fat, so
Right.
I don't really know. Anyway, he also doesn't pay for any. He says he doesn't pay for any music streaming services, and by that he said he still listens to Pandora with ads.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious, but I just want to say, if you watch the Defiant ones, you know LeBron is a sponsor of Beats by Dre.
Yeah.
Beats by Dre, or he endorses them. Beats by Dre is owned by Apple.
Yes.
There's no way he doesn't have a free Apple Music account.
I just don't think it's definitely the easiest thing LeBron James could do is get a free streaming music account.
Yes, he has one. I'm fairly certain, and it's Apple Music. It's like part of his headphones.
So do you think that this is like he's trying to put forward a image of himself that isn't true, or has he just forgotten that he has a free Apple Music premium account?
I think that maybe he like hooked up one of his like electronics to Pandora to like see if it works. So he probably has like an Alexa.
Okay.
Although I would recommend against it, as you didn't let me set up the Google Home in our
I
office.
just didn't. Okay.
Because who knows? But anyway, I bet that he just like has one device that plays Pandora and like an ad will come on. He'll be like, "What is this?" Because he's so unused to.
And then he'll just like sit through it.
Yeah.
It's just dope to imagine LeBron just like LeBron's the guy who's like listening to podcasts and he's just like, cool.
So
sounds like a really good underwear brand.
yeah, he doesn't know about the like 1.5 speed or fast forward.
Right.
But I kind of relate because like I watch most things like streaming or DVR, and then I'll just put on HGTV in the background.
Okay.
On like a Saturday. And then there'll be like all these weird commercials. And I'll be like, what is this? And you just like kind of like are interested in them.
So is there anything else LeBron doesn't pay for?
He also doesn't pay for data, cellular roaming data.
What does that mean?
That to me, he said like in a way it was
Doesn't
like
LeBron have his own Samsung phone? Like, doesn't he have his own app? Like,
yes,
this is another thing that I feel like he could be just comped for.
Well, I just want to raise some questions.
Okay.
Have you recently been to a place in America where you got
A data roaming alert?
Yeah, data roaming alert. Have you?
No.
Like the thing they pride themselves on the most, these cell phone companies, is that there's like almost nowhere in America.
Sure.
If you don't have service, like no one will have service.
Right.
Not like you could have T-Mobile.
It's
Maybe
not like DAG. You know, I just lost out on this.
Yeah, it's not like 1999.
My Cricket Wireless didn't come through here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So to me, this is about when he travels internationally.
Okay.
So for some reason, I'm just like, where is he going internationally? Where like it's like a regular thing.
Right. I just don't
I know,
know.
like, is
Do the
Canada?
Cavs not have expenses? They don't have T&E?
I don't know. Like, do they do that? That's a great question. Do they have expenses?
Well, they have a per diem, right? But
Yeah, they have a per
do
diem.
players say, like, while I was on this road trip, I went to the CVS and got a water, and hydration is part of my job?
Can you imagine if like Kevin Love submitted his expenses? Like, what would be on Kevin Love's expenses?
What do you think would be on there?
I don't know. Probably like a trip to a store that was not Nike or
An
Banana
issue
Republic.
of Monocle magazine?
Yeah, I like to think he's a reader.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's been watching a lot of TV and movies per his Instagram account.
Like what?
He watched Game of Thrones over the summer. I just saw that he was starting something new. I don't know. He just seems like he probably is like, what's new on Netflix? I'll watch that.
Gotcha.
But anyway, back to LeBron. I just feel like this has to be like an international travel thing, but I don't know. It just doesn't add up.
Doesn't
to me.
add up.
Is it like for like the two times a year they go to Toronto to play the Raptors?
No,
like,
I think that what it is like it's all of these things are kind of LeBron trying to posit himself as this like grizzled old veteran. I don't understand how the kids use the chat snaps. Like it's like, but in reality, he's got an incredible social media game, and this is also goes towards what we could talk about next if you want to.
Sure.
His insistence on calling Kyrie the kid. And kid
Yeah.
when he's doing these interviews. And Rachel Nichols even pointed out to Dwayne Wade, he's like, do you notice that LeBron always calls him kid? And Dwayne was like, just like, leave me out of this.
Yeah.
And it was really good because they were asking him about, like, do you think Kyrie's return to Cleveland will be as raucous, basically, as when you came back to Cleveland as a member of the Heat? And LeBron was like, they were throwing batteries at me.
Yeah.
I think Kyrie's going to be fine.
He's like, he's good.
But LeBron seems to definitely be positioning himself as, like, this, like, old man, lone on the range, like, trying to defend the land. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a great part of the interview was when Wade asked the question that everyone outside of the state of Ohio has been wondering, which is, when did they become the land?
Yeah.
Like, that's not a thing.
When did you guys get a cool nickname?
I think it's like a Snapchat thing, honestly. I remember when there was like a land.
Well, there was an Instagram
filter.
when they were doing like all the fit in, fit out stuff and all the team pictures.
Yeah, it's been like the LeBron era has been like the land. It's really the second LeBron era, we should say, which is just the whole thing is weird. But like the LeBron and Wade interview is actually really cool because they are clearly so comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
And it was a slightly different side of both of them. Like, you know how like sometimes people just like adopt a slightly softer tone when they're doing an interview. That was kind of like out the window, and they seem very relaxed and very happy.
Yeah, they seem really happy to be hanging out.
It was like kind of sweet.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But the Kyrie subplot is interesting, and tomorrow night we'll see if.
Is it still unclear as whether LeBron's going to play tomorrow?
It's really hard to believe he doesn't play. Like, just so hard to believe. Unless, like, the ultimate FU is like, nah,
this isn't even, like,
you don't even get
rise
me.
to the, like, the need for me to play.
Yeah, exactly. But there's just, like, so many other questions around the Cavs interpersonal drama that I'm curious about. Like,
yeah, so today Richard Jefferson got traded, or no, he got signed, he was released, and then he got signed.
He got traded
to Atlanta, then he was released by Atlanta, and today he was signed by Denver.
Which I think is a good spot for him.
Sure.
Maybe him and Jokic can have a new podcast.
Now, is road tripping going to keep going?
I don't think so, however.
Him and Jokic?
Yeah, man.
I don't know if it's going to have the same bants, not the same banter level.
What do you think would be a better podcast? Richard Jefferson and Jokic, or Richard Jefferson and Paul Millsap?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think you got to go with Jokic.
Isn't Jameer Nelson still on the Nuggets?
No, he got waived to make room for Richard Jefferson.
That's going to be bad for that podcast.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, okay. I'll go with that. I think that Millsap probably had, like, if he loosens up, I bet he's funny. All those guys in the Cavs.
Give him a vodka soda, put him on the air at 11 p.m. Eastern, and see what happens.
See what's up.
So, yeah, Jefferson's gone, and Jefferson and Channing were kind of like the face of the vets of that team.
Yeah.
I'm sad for Channing Frye. I don't know why I'm, like, more sad for him, but I am. And if you're J.R. Smith, like, do you hate Dwayne Wade? You are now on the bench as a result. And if you're Tristan Thompson,
I think all those guys will be cool with anything as long as the Cavs are winning. Mm-hmm. If the Cavs start and they're, 12-10, like maybe one or two games up or down from that area, you'll just get a bad JR quote one night.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, as much as I love JR, like, that's just not going to change anything. Like, if JR's not happy, they'll figure it out.
Right, like his happiness is not key to the team.
Yeah, and I think that like he also knows that like his career got such like a second boost, like a second act from like playing with LeBron.
I'll never forget him after winning the championship.
Yeah.
That was like the most
he's a legend.
Beautiful display at a press conference.
JR's gonna be fine. He's gonna play against backups. He's gonna have a good season.
Yeah,
I think.
I cast my fake ballot for him as sixth man of the year.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's good.
On theringer.com, check it out. Yeah, I just think also, like, let's just talk about who's at these games now. Okay. You've got pregnant Khloe Kardashian.
Okay.
Her future child, presumably. Gabrielle Union, who I love.
Yeah.
Tiana Taylor.
Yep.
You got everyone that comes with the Kardashians.
Yep.
You've got Kevin Love's girlfriend.
Who's Kevin Love's girlfriend?
I think her name's Kate Bach.
Okay.
She's a model. They did a shoot together, I saw, which I thought was interesting. It's like a mob scene there. Got all these people.
Yeah.
I don't know. This feels more like the 2014-15 Cavs to me.
I thought you were going to say like the Steve, Dwight, Kobe Lakers.
Oh,
like the super team that kind of gets Frankenstein together.
Sure, there's that too. I just think that the X factor here is that Wade and LeBron like really genuinely love each other.
Yeah, it'll be. I think that the person who will probably have a lot of pressure on him is Rose, honestly, because Rose is starting, right?
Yes,
and
at least for now.
He has shown flashes in preseason of looking pretty good.
How many years have we been saying that?
But his whole career, he's been, like in Chicago, it was like Derrick Rose versus the world. Derrick Rose is going to lead Chicago to a championship. Derrick Rose MVP. Then it's just been pretty much like downhill since then. And this is his sort of, not only is his last chance to win a title, but it's his kind of like last chance to revitalize his career and be a relevant player. So that's a lot of pressure like on him individually. And I think that if he starts like saying like, well, this offense isn't really like my style offense, that's going to get shut down.
Right. He just also seems like by February they won't need him as much. So yeah, it's sort of
Isaiah will be back.
Hopefully. Make it work. How are you going to feel watching Kyrie Irving tomorrow play against the Cavs?
How am I going to feel?
Yeah, he's been a point of contention. I'm like nervous to bring him up.
No, I mean I just don't understand.
Like
you feel like you know somebody, and I just feel like I can predict a lot of your interests, and you being like, I'm really into Kyrie, and I'm excited to watch him this season, and I find his whole vibe interesting.
I do. I think it's because it's just so weird. I don't know. His intro presser was like I watched like 4 times back in August. Basically, August was a big
that
run.
intro presser made no sense.
I just feel like
He kept saying, like, I just came here to perfect my craft, like he was a blacksmith or something like that. Like, what are you doing? Like, making horseshoes? Like,
he is, I mean, like, I respect that, I guess. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I think maybe he shaved his beard and it's just changed everything for me.
Yeah, I don't know. It felt like very Pelinka, which I can understand why you were into that. But, like, the thing also with Kyrie is that I feel like a lot of people in my life, namely Bill and Kevin, were like, Kyrie, whatever, like they were kind of like shaky on Kyrie, and as soon as he shows up in Boston, it's like best point guard in the league, one of the best point guards in the league.
Okay, so in my own personal defense, I've always really enjoyed watching Kyrie, and like I think he's always been underrated, and
I guess, yeah.
I'm excited for him to show everyone how good he is. I watched a clip today of it was like a mic'd up made by the Celtics for the Celtics, and so the mic'd up people were Brad Stevens and Marcus Smart, and it was like a 2-minute and 30-second clip. And for the first 2 minutes, I was like, okay, these two are like going to have a good season together.
Kyrie and Marcus Smart.
And I forgot about everyone else on the team. And then Gordon Hayward showed up. And I was like, oh, right. He's on the team, too.
Did Kyrie walk up to Marcus Smart and be like, did you know they shot the moon landing on the Paramount lot? Actually, you can see there's no oxygen space. Why is the flag waving?
As you know, if someone came up to me and said that, I'd be like, yeah, let's talk about that a little bit more. So that wouldn't have been a deal breaker for me.
Notice Marcus Smart did not get an extension. He's probably like, I'm good, man.
Marcus Smart has lost so much weight. It's wild. But that's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is that Gordon Hayward's in this clip, and practice Hayward doesn't wear hair gel. And it was,
oh my God, really?
Yes. I didn't even know people were allowed to see Gordon Hayward without hair gel. And it was a revelation.
So how do you think Gordon Hayward is feeling? Did you think that he thought he was going to go to Boston and just get the spotlight and be like the darling of the Boston media, and now he's like blown off the stage by Kyrie? Like, how do you think he felt about having to share his introductory press conferences with Kyrie Irving? Do you think it's everything he ever dreamed of? He wanted to be part of like a quote unquote super team? Or do you think he was like, damn, like if I known it was like this, I would have stayed in Utah?
I feel like he's happy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like...
Is Robin happy in Boston?
Oh my God, I have so much Robin info based on her Instagram stories. But before we get into that, I feel like if Gordon Hayward was unhappy, we would know about it. Or like if he
wow,
he would send a
talk
raven
on Twitch about like while he was playing World of Warcraft. He'd be like, man, it sucks here.
I don't know. He's in a pretty good position. He doesn't have all of the he doesn't have as much pressure, and he'll still get to be really good.
Okay.
And score a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like he's fine.
I'm down. I'm excited to hate Boston again.
Do you think they'll be 2 or 3 in the East behind the Cavs?
I think one of the Cavs or Boston is going to be 3.
And
I personally think Cavs are going to be great this year, but I think one of Cavs or Boston, it's not going to go 1-2. Like one of them will have a hiccup, and then they'll probably get back into the top 3 after having like a weird season. But I don't know which one it will be.
And Washington, number 2.
I think that Boston might be a better regular season team than the Cavs.
They'll definitely try harder tonight. I feel like Kyrie's going to go for the scoring title.
I just think that there's a couple of guys on Boston who are probably like, I'm not really into this. Like Smart and Jalen, I think could be like, this is corny that Kyrie is here talking about perfecting his craft.
They already called Jason Tatum JT, which I also learned from this 2-minute and 30-second clip. And also he's starting.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, so they really want Jason Tatum to happen. Is kind of like, it has nothing having to do if he's good or bad. Like, I haven't watched them enough to know. But, like, Boston just really wants Tatum to happen.
Right.
It's like wanting Fetch to happen. Just for the record, that did not happen. Okay, just a quick...
Oh, by the way, we were talking about J.R. Smith a few minutes ago. Paolo just slacked this to me. J.R. Smith tweeted that he was playing NBA 2K and Isaiah Thomas won't pass the damn ball.
Oh my God.
On NBA 2K. And then just the other day, today he was like, didn't he say like, how are you going to defend Kyrie? And he said, I'm just going to hope he dribbles until he gets tired.
They responded and said they made the game too realistic this year. I'm in my bag.
That's what he said to this?
That's amazing.
Good. I'm glad these guys are already getting along.
2K is like really taking over.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more in a minute. A hot 2 minutes on Robin Hayward's Instagram. It's my number one top.
I'm clearing out for this one. I don't think the world needs any comments from me on Robin Hayward's Instagram.
I just feel like I know so much about the Hayward family as a result of it. Giant yard. Just huge.
In Boston?
Yes.
I wonder what part. Any guesses on what part of Boston they're living in?
It's got to be a burb. Ooh. Boston local, Kevin O'Connor.
Waltham Jace?
Says Waltham.
Okay.
Giant yard to accommodate a giant trampoline, like just a giant one.
Okay.
That's just like the hottest.
Watches Modern Family once.
That's probably true. That's just the hottest toy for kids, as far as I could tell.
Okay.
And they're really into Italian food in Boston. And like I don't know, they just have like all of their spaces are very large.
Like the most basic people I've ever heard of.
Yeah. But the thing is, whenever Gordon appears on her Instagram, he's got hair gel, but not in practice.
Kev, how's Italian food in Boston?
Kevin says it's good.
Okay.
It's probably better than in Salt Lake. No shots at Salt Lake. Oh my God, I'm scared of Salt Lake fans.
Jesus. R.I.P. your mentions.
I'm done. Let's keep it moving.
Actually, we are one of the greatest, yeah.
The scariest Twitter fans are the Utah Jazz fans, like 100%. Okay, let's move it along. Biggest news last Friday. I think it was Friday. Maybe it was Thursday. Ayesha Curry is doing a lot of press right now for various projects. You can pick her. You can buy her.
This is another one I think I'm going to just pass on.
I'll just read the facts then. Well, whatever. I watched the clip today. Basically, Ayesha Curry goes on The Real, and one of the questions is like, show us like the weirdest picture on your phone. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, the one she selected was one of her feet with like the sun hitting them really nicely. And she said that when Steph Curry, her husband, she said my husband, she didn't say Steph, but as we know,
right.
it's he.
Yeah.
When he asked for nudes, she sends pictures of her feet. And like on that one day, they looked really good. So she took a snap and sent it to him.
And she was like, I'm joking.
And well, what do you need to fast forward the story for? Is to draw it out for dramatic effect. So, then TMZ picks it up because they pick up all the good stuff.
Right.
And she responds to them, it was a joke. And now it's just like an internet meme, kind of.
Right.
So you don't want to comment any further?
No, I mean, and then you can see there was another step to this story today.
What was it?
Mia Khalifa tweeted at Steph Curry, and she tweeted her feet, and she was just like, hey, Steph, or something.
Yeah. That was pretty good. That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
But
Ayesha Curry was like, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say.
I'm into it
I don't know why we're dancing around this.
There's nothing to dance around.
No,
it's out
here's
in the
what I'll
open.
say is that this is another thing where I feel like Steph and Ayesha have taken some steps to like
be cooler.
Get a little funky with it. Yeah,
sure.
Just be a little bit different.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 championships. She is her own industry unto herself.
Right.
Their kids are cute.
But they started out like a real like strong moral fiber, and now they're just getting a little loose with it. It's good. Go for it.
Sure.
I approve. So now you're into them, though.
There's no way I can't support them after like the last 6 weeks that they've had. So yes, now I support the Curry family.
Okay.
I think responding to the president who you don't agree with by suggesting he donate to people in Puerto Rico is like pretty dope move by her.
Yeah.
So yes, I support them.
I support them too.
Cool. Who doesn't? I mean, like.
What do you think I was going to say?
I don't know. This is boring. Let's move on. Somehow a foot fetish in the NBA is boring, but whatever. A really good feeling loose. Really good feud right now.
Uh-huh.
We are all expecting Lonzo versus De'Aaron Fox, but Lonzo won't play against De'Aaron Fox.
No, Lonzo keeps ducking him.
Yes, and so right now we have to settle for the preordained king of Los Angeles, Lonzo Ball, versus
the People's King.
The People's King,
Kuzma!
Yes!
Come on! We have like so many Kuzma heads here.
Kuzma! This podcast loves the Lakers.
Let me ask you this straight out. So here's what's happening. Over the last couple of days, various social media accounts associated with the Lakers or
beat
people who are
reporters,
like beat reporters, Lonzo and Kuzma have been having half-court shot competitions. It's definitely the case, whereas like in the I don't know, at least in the small sample size of the people in this room, Kuzma has risen.
Yeah.
Kuzma is the Jon Snow. He is coming out of the north.
Kuzma was like, I hear your story about the wandering Israelites. Let me raise you one and let me rise.
Yeah. So now he's like become this folk hero. And, you know, Lonzo missed a few preseason games because of his ankle, and they were even talking about how he might not even start the season. But that all this footage has been coming out where they keep having these half-court competitions, and they talk a lot of trash. I just kind of wonder whether or not this is like a little staged.
Okay.
Because it just seems like I guess all of it is filmed, but they seem very conscious of the fact that they are on camera.
Let me just say, we don't even need to watch the clip from today, but let's just listen to the audio.
Okay.
It's a quick 30 seconds. Let's roll that.
Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not moving twice. I ain't moving twice. Come on, honey. Off of y'all. You ain't gonna make it. Go ahead. You can. Oh, you for sure get an extra shot. I don't care. You my man. Go ahead. You shot first. I want you to have it though. Get your hopes up. Yeah. I want my money by 5.
Okay, so it might not have been great audio, but if it's staged, do you want people hearing you yell, "I'm not losing to you twice. I'm not losing to you a second time"? If you're supposed to be like the big baller and the king of LA, do you want to acknowledge that you've lost?
I'm into it because I just felt like one of the things I thought Lonzo was pretty placid. Like, he's an incredible passer and incredible player, but I never thought of him as like a trash talker.
Sure.
And it was kind of awesome to see him like just really getting into it like that.
Yeah, you've been talking for a while about how bad it's going to be when like just everyone tries to go at him every night.
Well, I think that LeVar's been relatively quiet. I think if he had played more preseason games, there would have been some LeVar story point. But I do think that a bunch of guys in the NBA are probably like, you know what? I'm going to give it a little extra tonight.
How do you think it's going to go with Pat Bev on night 1 on Thursday?
Pat Bev, I think Chris Paul might try to take a shot. I think Russ is going to jam on him. Like, I think a couple of these guys are like, come on, man.
They're probably just like, show us that you're actually good.
Yeah,
too.
it's the ritual. I mean, we were talking to Hibbert today on The Watch. We were talking to Roy Hibbert earlier today, and he was talking about how there's this like hierarchy on the team planes, which is, I know, a fascination of yours.
Yes.
And how if he was even on the Sixers on basically like on a 10-day, like on a tryout.
Yeah.
The fact that he's a veteran, Fultz would have to move plane seats.
That's crazy.
And he's like, maybe the Sixers do things differently, but most NBA teams, rookies have to make way for vets. So here's Lonzo. He comes in. Their whole thing, the whole like big baller thing is like, we're not here to pay homage to traditions. We're not here to like wait in line, wait our turn. We want $1 billion for the shoe. We don't care about going to high school, homeschool that kid. I think that there's like an element to which some NBA player is going to feel like he didn't have like the media glare, and maybe that's why he didn't get. I think it's going to be both stars and role players are going to be like, I'm taking Lonzo tonight.
Totally. Like, Derrick Rose is probably like, whatever, dude.
Yeah. Do you think Derrick Rose even heard of Lonzo Ball? I feel like Derrick Rose.
That's a great point. Does he know like anyone outside of like people he's played with?
I don't know. Do you think Derrick Rose is like Joakim Noah is like the only NBA player ever?
Maybe. He probably like. Do you think he wishes he was still playing with like Taj Gibson or something? I feel like he might.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like he was like really into that core. It's gonna be fun to watch. Also, I'm just like I'm so excited to get out of the preseason. Like, obviously, it's been a really fun and insane 3 months in the NBA.
Yeah.
But like, it's time to like actually see all of these like who are basically
it's gonna be wild next Wednesday.
I know.
To feel like it's just like it's just like a game.
Remember when we thought Kuzma was good? Remember when we were like, Kuzma's the people's champ? It'll be great. I'm excited about the Lakers in general, but I truly am looking forward to the first time that Fox and Lonzo play each
Whatever
other.
that might be.
I mean, let's get into it.
Well, it's November
later.
22nd. We have it all marked on our calendars. It's Kings Lakers.
I know that De'Aaron Fox does because he did an interview with Rolling Stone today, I believe, and he was asked straight up, "Do you think you're the best point guard in the draft?" His answer, "I do."
Yeah.
As in, will you marry me, De'Aaron Fox? Or something. Just a simple "I do" is what I'm going for here.
Sure, I got you.
And he's ready to go. I love this kid. He is so charming, and he just like he's been through the Kentucky media training, and he's good. He's kind of like the flip side of the Karl Towns coin to me. Towns also very poised, but kind of calm and humble. And De'Aaron Fox is like just like. Yeah, like a really bright smile and like just gives you the great quote. And so like they asked him, like, did you buy anything good? And he was like, no, not really. I bought a Tesla. And then they were like, oh, because it's like good for the environment. And he was like, LOL, no. I'll be dead before the earth is uninhabitable. He was like, yes. He was like, hard pass,
rookie of the century.
Not for the environment. So that's an incredible answer. And then, this is why I want to talk about 2K.
Why would you buy a Tesla if it's not for the environment?
For the flex. That's what this kid is like.
Flex? It's like, oh, God, there's so many doper cars.
Chris, if you're 19 and you just come into a
But
ton
if
of
that's how
money-
you feel, you should buy like a 72 Mustang that takes like a triple diesel engine or something.
That's not cool to a 19-year-old. Like, it's
If
not.
you're cool, you should be listening to Creedence Clearwater Revival because that's.
But another thing I really love about him, he also revealed in this interview, in this Q&A, he plays as himself in 2K.
Yes.
And I think this is a crucial piece of information.
Yes.
Because if I were in the NBA or like supremely talented at anything that was then turned into a video game, I would play as myself. Why would you play as anyone else? Like, I don't get why teams players don't just automatically play for their own team or as themselves. And he's like talking about his rating and like how he can improve it, like everyone does. But I just think that is like, duh, yeah, this kid's got the street smarts and the basketball court smarts. I love it.
He's got a Tesla and he plays as himself in NBA 2K.
Doesn't care about the environment.
Okay.
I'm in. That's my rookie.
Wait, you got it. And there's also some local color here. We got to talk about this regional
One more.
burger stuff.
One more, yes. He was from New Orleans and moved to Houston, and now he lives in Sacramento. And he was asked about if he'd found a favorite brunch spot yet, which I thought was interesting. Yeah. He declined to answer. Well, who asked an NBA
Rolling
rookie
Stone.
if they have a brunch spot?
Yeah.
Like, that's just weird. Anyway, it's also like not like he's on like the Nets where he could like just like stroll down Fulton and find someplace. So anyway, he's like won't answer that. People will come find me. But he did concede.
So he probably does have a brunch spot. He's just not willing to blow it up.
I don't know. I don't think most NBA players are like ready for brunch at like the regular 11.
Okay, yeah.
Just my take. JMT is just my thoughts. This is what he said about fast food in California. Honestly, for me, I don't count Chick-fil-A because it's way too good. Oh, sorry. That's not the right thing. That's not the right quote. I'm reading the wrong one. He basically said that In-N-Out is not good and that everything on it was trash and that's really overrated.
Yeah, he said Fat Burger in LA is better than In-N-Out. My fans know I keep it real. I've told so many people I hate In-N-Out. It's funny. Now everyone can read about it. That was the quote, right?
Yeah, there's like, yes, that's it.
Yeah.
And he is just like,
he also, I think he holds Chick-fil-A at such an elevated level that he doesn't even consider it fast food.
What's with these rookies these days? They fucking love Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Markelle Fultz.
Him and Fultz. It's like, it's good, okay. But like, first of all, De'Aaron Fox, yes, it is
So
fast
what would,
food.
if you were an NBA rookie, what would be the cuisine and what would be like the restaurant or the food that you were, I mean, you're a House of
Factory.
Carbs. What? Like that's, but like you're at,
Drake, you don't understand.
It's not like you're like, I'm at Per Se every night.
But Drake rapped about it, so it's cool.
Drake rapped about Cheesecake Factory, so
Yeah,
it's cool?
the menu.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, no, I got it. I listened to Drake. Yeah, it's cool.
I think Cheesecake Factory, I would also hit up like, I don't know, if you're on the road a lot, you'd also know it's going to be good. You can get your favorite consistency across states.
Okay.
What would be your place that you go to?
I think it's more of like a Ruth Chris thing.
Okay, that's good too.
Yeah, a McCormick and Schmick's.
Sure.
You know?
I like that. Houston.
Little surf and turf.
Houston's would be good too.
Yeah, Houston's would be good.
Yeah, or Hillstone, depending on where you are.
Where did you go where you saw Steven Adams and Roberson?
True Food Kitchen.
Yeah, like, well, is there I wonder if there's TFK in Sacramento.
I don't think there is. It has expanded. There's like one in Chicago. There's one in suburban DC.
I
There's
think when
a
he's
couple in
26,
California.
27, it'll be like TFK is the truth.
Totally.
Yeah.
And hopefully what if we traded Lonzo for Fox? I think,
What if we did it?
yeah, like we as a nation.
I don't know if that would be approved by the league.
We as a state of
Send the
California. Okay, we're gonna get to questions. Just we have to mention a tradition unlike any other.
Yeah, man.
Thunder Halloween party.
This one, this might be my favorite one ever.
I think that they keep Nick Collison on the team only because he hosts the party.
Every year they have the most outrageous like they just do such a great job with their Halloween costumes on the Thunder.
Yes, and this year Nick Collison and Russ were the duo from White Men Can't
Billy
Jump.
and Sydney from White Men Can't Jump.
And their wags got in on the action.
Yes.
And Nina Westbrook is my favorite wag. So it was really exciting. It was dope.
It
and
was
then,
like note perfect, like every single part of the outfit.
it was incredible.
Perfect. Yeah.
It also was like, oh, right, Russ still has fun. I feel like we forgot that sometimes he has fun because he was so intense all of last year. And then I just want to say demerits to Carmelo Anthony. Shout out to him for like really going for it, but he dressed as the Night King from Game of Thrones.
Did he?
Yeah, and he did not look like it. Like he had so much makeup and like a full, like just the whole
And it
nine.
wasn't like that?
And I think if you weren't told it was the Night King, you wouldn't know what it was.
That was like when I dressed as Hoodie Mello and everybody was like, you look like the Unabomber. I was like, I'm Hoodie Mello, right guys?
so it's all equal.
Okay. All right, Julia, let's do some questions.
I would love to.
Okay, from YouTube, Isaac Keohane. Sorry if I butchered that last name. Who is the most active on their burner account? KD can't be the only one. Isaac, this is a great question. Here's what I think.
I have a hot answer.
Straight up at 11:40 Eastern.
Okay.
It's Draymond.
Oh.
And I think Draymond taught KD the ways of the Force.
I had another pick from the Golden State Warriors, and it's Nick Young.
Really?
I think it'd probably be Nick Young, yes. Although he also might just be like, whatever, I'll
But
just
here's
my
the
main
thing.
account.
So do you think KD, where do you think KD, like, came up with that idea? Like, I'm going to use a burner account to talk trash about the NBA.
I don't think he, like, invented the concept.
Right, but don't you think that he's done it since he got to Golden State? That's when it started? I know that he's always been a very active Twitter user, but...
No, I don't think it started in Golden State.
I think Draymond was like, if you want to have fun, open up these, like, fake Twitter accounts and clap back at dudes.
Interesting. That's I'm not sure I agree, but I love the idea of it, so let's just go with it.
Who's another person you think, besides Nick Young?
Kristaps.
Yeah. Interesting.
We know that he likes to DM.
Yes. Yeah.
I just feel like, for some reason, I feel like he only we discussed it earlier today. I think he only interacts with, like, his family.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't get good vibes from him. I'm really sorry, New York.
I wonder if there's some guys who have burner accounts, but their burner accounts are super basic. Like, I wonder if, like, Giannis is just like, where's
Greek
my
guy.
Rick and Morty sauce? Like, just like super normal tweet.
I thought you meant like they're gonna have like really like normal usernames.
Oh yeah,
Like Greek guy 1 2 3 4 5 or something like that. Who else? I don't know. I think also a lot of them. The thing is that they're all sensitive to criticism, but I think that some are more sensitive to such. I think that obviously they have to use their burner accounts more for having fights than sliding into DMs, because people need to know it's them.
Yeah, you need the official.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
To be like, oh wow, Nick Young just slid into my DM. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. What do you
Draymond's
think?
a good one.
We have a bunch of Chandler questions.
Oh, no.
Do you want to field any of them?
All right, let's do 3.
Well, I need to know the Litman Fave 5. And you've been talking a lot about your trending topics this summer in terms of
like my
you've been talking
favorite,
about
my
it to
5
me.
favorite players.
Sure. Like who are the people you're most deeply interested in this season? Kyrie,
Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm. Juliet, the star of Claytheism. You can watch that on
Thanks.
on the Ringer.com.
I just want to say we were at Las Vegas Summer League watching Lonzo Ball, and you came up with the idea of going Klay.
Well, it was Jason's. I think it was it my idea? This is the thing. It doesn't matter.
It was you. I was there, Chris. I was there for the origin.
I texted you.
We were excited about it.
Okay.
So we've got Kyrie, we've got Klay. Should I go by position? I'm excited about Rudy Gobert. I would like for him to have a good year. I'm going to pick Jokic just because I work on the internet, and it'd be illegal to be a citizen of the online space and not select him. And for my 5th choice, damn, this is hard.
Jando, come on.
I don't know. He's just kind of like the captain. He's just like around.
Yeah.
He's just there. I mean,
Player coach.
Who is my 5th dude? This is hard. I don't know. Who am I obsessed with, Chris? Oh yeah,
Rob Pelinka, the GM.
Paulo, he's right. Former player at the University of Michigan, Rob Pelinka.
Well, anything
I'm obsessed with the Lakers.
You should almost put KCP on the team by proxy.
I actually really like Larry Nance.
Because he was like bread from heaven.
He was hurt for a while, but like I know I'm going to be excited about Larry Nance all year.
Okay. We have one question here because you're a constant presence on House of Carbs.
Yes.
Who are the foodies of the NBA? Who's your favorite foodie?
You know, one thing that I am intrigued by about the NBA is it is a foodie thing, but it's really a wine league. Like, there's just a lot of bragging about good wine, like led by LeBron, and I think it's more of a vino thing, and Kobe was really into it. I think that's like kind of the bigger deal to these dudes, as far as I could tell. Also, they all have their own chefs, which is smart because they got to like stay healthy and everything. But it's harder to be a foodie when you also like are trying to like live the Steve Nash life.
Right. One other question here: rookie most likely to be caught sliding into DMs.
Rookie most likely. I think it's like someone who like everyone like really wants to love. I'm gonna go with Dennis Smith for that reason. Lowry?
Yeah.
So finally in America? I
think it's marketing.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I pick a sophomore?
Sure.
Chris Dunn.
Really? What?
I don't know. Just feel like it's cold in Chicago. Had a bad first season. I don't know.
Okay, well, let's wrap it up with this question that multiple people want to know. Is Juliet drinking a Juliet Where's the Pineapple?
Okay. there's no pineapple because I already made someone go get ice for me off-site.
Shout out to Tanya.
Thank you so much, Tanya. It's made this experience so much better. So it's a vodka soda with a very, very liberal squeeze of lime.
Okay.
No, which you have to do if you don't have the pineapple. It would be pineapple, but I just didn't want to be a diva. You know?
Okay. That's great.
I just want to be true to my brand.
It was so awesome doing this with you. Thank you so much for watching The Ringer's NBA Previewpalooza. Any closing thoughts?
I'm just really excited for this season.
I'm so excited for this season.
Thanks.
We'll be back tomorrow bright and early on the West Coast, noon East Coast, to start talking Eastern Conference power rankings. We have Ask a Knicks Fan with Adam Pally. All sorts of great stuff leading you right up to Celtics Cavs tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today. We're out.